This is a German U-boat that has been taken over by the U.S. Navy. Heavily damaged, the submarine still managed to use its last torpedo and half a working engine to sink a German destroyer by surprise. In this deadly duel, the destroyer's natural advantage quickly forced the submarine down with relentless depth charges, driving it to over 100 meters below the surface. That was already beyond safe diving depth. The crushing pressure made the hull creak and groan, pipes burst one after another, and chaos filled the cabin. Meanwhile, the German destroyer kept dropping depth charges. The captain had no choice but to order the boat even deeper, trying to escape the blast zone. But the destroyer went on a mad hunt, surrounding the sub with explosions. The U-boat was battered nearly beyond repair. Refusing to wait for death, the captain devised a plan. He would take the submarine down to more than 160 meters, then eject the bodies of fallen crew members along with debris through the torpedo tube, creating the illusion that the sub had been destroyed. The hope was to use buoyancy to sneak behind the destroyer, rise to attack depth, and fire the last aft torpedo. But the Germans didn't fall for it. They unleashed another round of depth charges. By sheer luck and solid engineering, the U-boat survived the barrage. To finally escape, the captain made an even bolder choice. Take the submarine down to its absolute limit, 200 meters. Under crushing pressure, the sub could implode at any moment. Seawater rushed in, dragging it even deeper. The depth meter passed 200 meters. One more slip, and the boat would be crushed flat. In desperation, the XO ordered all ballast tanks blown. The descent slowed, and finally the sub began to rise. But the damage was catastrophic. Once they surfaced, they wouldn't be able to dive again. Worse still, the compressed air line had ruptured, leaving the torpedo tubes without firing pressure. The shut-off valve was wedged deep in the narrow bilge. The captain chose a small, wary sailor to crawl down and close it. He managed to seal one valve, but the other was out of reach. His oxygen hose was too short. At that moment, the sonar operator picked up rhythmic tapping. It was Morse code being sent to the destroyer. IMU 571. Destroy me. The officer instantly realized it was the captured German captain, betraying them. Furious, he put an axe through him on the spot. But time was running out. The sub was less than a minute from surfacing, and the leaking valve was still open. Without a torpedo, facing the destroyer meant certain death. The captain knew one sailor's sacrifice was the only chance for the crew to live. The submarine broke the surface. The destroyer spotted it instantly and opened fire. Shells rained down as the U-boat ran at full throttle. But with only one working engine, it stood no chance of outrunning a destroyer. Just as the sub was about to be obliterated, the leak was sealed. The sailor who did it, however, never came back, suffocating in the flooded bilge. At the last possible second, the submarine fired its final torpedo. It streaked toward the destroyer, carrying the crew's last hope. By the time the German commander saw it, it was already too late. Direct hit. The destroyer exploded in a massive fireball. Against all odds, U-571 had struck back, thanks to the captain's brilliant command and the crew's sacrifice. But the submarine was too badly damaged to continue. Slowly, it began to sink. The captain gathered his men, and with the Enigma machine they had fought so hard for, they climbed into rafts. Before long, they were rescued.